Sunny all afternoon. It's been absolutely perfect. Great football weather.
Well, I preferred 70 degrees for football weather, but that's just me.
Come on.
As I put on my heavy coat.
Yeah, I'm right behind you. Cowboys kick off. That means that Green Bay starts with a football, and Tramon Williams takes it from just outside his own end zone. And how far will Tramon go? They'll mark him at the 25. And now I put on my coat. Sensabaugh made the play. And here's the offense for the Green Bay Packers. They check in 7th best in the NFL. Really, the irony for Green Bay, and maybe it's not ironic as much as it is frustrating, statistically the numbers are pretty good for the Packers on both sides of the ball, and yet here they are, a 500 team.
Yeah, and a big reason for that, one, is because of their special teams play, never more evident than what it was last week in the loss against Tampa Bay. And then, of course, the times that Aaron Rodgers has been hit during this season.
Rodgers will hand to Grant, running over the left side, and Ryan Grant picks up 4. And we look at the defense for Dallas. Overall 20th ranked in the NFL. They run a 3-4, as do the Green Bay Packers. We've been talking about them for years, it seems, but now there are a lot of bandwagon fans for Jay Ratliff, the nose tackle for the Cowboys.
Well, I think Jay Ratliff is the best nose tackle in football, and I think what separates him from some of the other great ones is his ability to rush the passer.
Had 2 sacks last Sunday night at Philadelphia. Rodgers loses the football. That throws the timing of the play off, and Aaron Rodgers just gets rid of it, and now we'll get a flag as Ken Hamlin basically called the penalty.
Yeah, I thought it was late coming in. I thought it was a pretty easy call, to be honest with you, that Aaron Rodgers, just trying to avoid the sack, throws it, but there was no receiver in the vicinity of where he threw the ball.
And he was between the hash marks. He was in the pocket. It was Ken Hamlin who came in and
intentional grounding. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Lost it down. 3rd down.
So now it's 3rd down, and take a look at it. Rodgers lost it getting out from under center. So not only does he intentionally ground it, he takes another hit, and then there's a penalty on the end of it, and it brings the ball all the way back to the 19-yard line. It's 3rd down, and this could be a quick 3 and out for the Green Bay offense. 3rd and 16. Rodgers throws over the middle. That's Jennings, and he will be brought down at the 30, a gain of 11. Get everybody updated with the scores and certainly the highlights as the day goes on, as Patrick Creighton takes the Campanos punt and returns it for 8 yards. And we'll look at this Dallas offense led out on the field by Tony Romo from Burlington, Wisconsin, and protected as you look at the backs and receivers by an offensive line. Out of the shotgun, a quick throw, and that's Witten out on the edge, and Jason Witten not much. Picks up 2.5. Tramon Williams, the first one there for Green Bay, but he wasn't alone. And we look at this defense, a 3-4, and they are big bodied up front with those down linemen.
Yeah, in fact, you talk about the Dallas Cowboys and their size along their offensive line. The Green Bay Packers are one of the few defensive fronts that have the mass in order to hold up against them. We'll see if they're able to do that, but at least from a size standpoint, they're every bit as big as what Dallas is up front.
Here's a throw to Roy Williams, and he sheds a tackle and gets it to the Green Bay 40. Went around Tramon Williams and picks up 20, coming off his best game as a Cowboy at Philly.
Well, Tramon Williams playing off, and so Tony Romo just comes up and gets the ball out on the quick throw to Roy Williams, and puts enough of a move on Tramon Williams and then breaks the tackle. And Roy Williams, coming off of his best day last week in the win against the Philadelphia Eagles in a Cowboys uniform, makes a nice play to start this game.
Here is a carry by Marion Barber, and plenty of room to run through this Green Bay defense as Barber gets 13. Nick Collins made the stop. This is a Green Bay defense that's playing today without Aaron Campman, without top backup Brady Papinga. Jermichael Finley, Mark Tauscher also inactive, so some big names and players not available to the Packers today.
I think Jermichael Finley might be the biggest loss that they don't have here in this game.
Romo down the middle for Austin, off his hands, incomplete. And a missed opportunity for the Dallas offense as Austin was open and he and Romo couldn't connect.
Yeah, it sure looked like Miles had a chance to make this play. No, just a little too high for him. Wasn't able to time his jump and get up there and make the catch. Of course, last week he just had one reception, but it was a big one against Philadelphia that went for the touchdown.
Hand off to Barber right up the middle, and Marion Barber takes it down to the 19-yard line, gains 7. And it's 3rd and 3 coming up for Dallas.
Good job up front. You're going to see Jason Witten make the block there on the outside, which kind of creates the lane. Then for Marion Barber, Martellus Bennett in there as well. It's a pretty good personnel grouping for Dallas. Whether they want to run the football with 2 tight ends, they can also split Witten out wide and use him as a wide receiver.
3rd down and 3. Romo rolling to his right and brought down from behind. Nick Collins got to him, a loss of 2, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, Green Bay, they dial up pressure with Nick Collins, and the Cowboys actually, here he is, he's coming on the blitz. The Cowboys actually have a good offensive call. They rolled Tony Romo away from where the pressure is coming, but this secondary for Green Bay just does an outstanding job covering the receivers down the field.
It's a sack for Nick Collins, his first. For the Green Bay defense, only their 14th all season. They had only 1 sack over their last 2 games, and the field goal attempt no good. A 38-yard try by Nick Folk is wide left. Folk is now 14 of 18 as that one hooked. And the play by Collins forced the field goal try. And Folk is now 9 of 10 under 40 yards this season. And while the Cowboys move the ball on offense, they come away with nothing.
Well, it was a good defensive series there for Green Bay. You're right. Dallas started to move the ball, but to get off the field without giving up any points, nice job by the Packers.
Play action from Rodgers, and the pass is caught by Driver. Gain of 11 and a 1st down, and for Donald Driver, he continues to add to his club record, and 615 catches now for Driver, the 11th year pro out of Alcorn State.
11th year pro, 5 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, and it looks like he'll have another one this season.
Rodgers with pressure, gets away from it, buys some time, and throws, completes to Jones. Cowboys now are moving DeMarcus Ware all over the defense. They'll even rush up the middle, that time from the left side, and TJ Lang good enough. Rodgers with a good pocket, throws, and incomplete over the head of Donald Driver, and a flag comes in. This is against the Dallas Cowboys. Jeff Triplett.
Prior to the pass, holding number 32 of the defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
For those of you just joining us, the Green Bay Packers took the opening kickoff, went 3 and out. Cowboys moved the ball, and then Folk missed a 38-yard try, and moments ago that on Scandrick called it a defensive hold. It's 5-yard penalty, 1st down, and now at the Dallas 48 of the Green Bay Packers. Dallas starts the game on a 4-game winning streak, 6-2. Green Bay 4-4, and a handoff to Ryan Grant, picks up 3.
You know, we were talking about Green Bay and their changes that they've had to make throughout this season along that offensive line. Today is the 6th different offensive line combination this year. And we mentioned TJ Lang making his first start at right tackle. He made a start at left tackle a few games back, but primarily plays on that left side. A little different for him now playing on the right.
Rodgers throws and completes it just inches outside the 40 to James Jones, his second catch, a 5-yard pickup.
And we're starting to see, you know, Green Bay coming into this game. Of course, you know, there's not many times when Green Bay comes out, when they put their game plan together and they start looking at their matchups with their wide receivers against the defensive backs, whoever it is they're facing, that they don't feel pretty good about it. The problem all year has been giving Aaron Rodgers enough time to take advantage of some of those skill players that they feel so good about. Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, James Jones.
Blitz coming from Dallas on 3rd and 2, and the pass is complete for a first down to Jennings, a gain of 6.
I tell you, I don't know that there's a team in football that throws the slant route more than the Green Bay Packers. The Cowboys know this. They're anticipating it. They throw it on every down and distance, but especially on 3rd and medium to 3rd and short, like we just saw. You see the inside technique there by Michael Jenkins, anticipating the slant, but because he was off, you just can't get there in time when there's good timing between Aaron Rodgers and the receiver.
Good start for Aaron Rodgers, 5 of 6. Decent pocket, and he dumps it off. The pass is complete to Ryan Grant, and a loss on that attempted screen of 1 yard. Anthony Spencer made the play, and just to put numbers to it, this is a quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, who's been sacked 37 times already here in 2009. That's more than any full season, a total for a full season for Green Bay between 1999 and 2008. Leads the league by plenty. On 2nd down and 11, Rodgers is brought down after crossing the line of scrimmage by Anthony Spencer, a gain of only 2, 3rd and long coming up.
And if given a little more time, he's got Donald Driver in the slot. Good move there, and you see that he's able to get to the middle right there in front of Sensabaugh, you know, where the weakness is within that zone, and that's when he pulled it down because of the pressure and just tried to get as much out of that play as what he could. You know, to follow up on your thoughts, Joe, on the sacks, yeah, Aaron Rodgers has had a propensity to hang on to the ball a little longer than what he should. I'll tell you, the 6 sacks he took last week against Tampa, I didn't think there was really much he could have done about any of those. In fact, I thought that he escaped a couple and could have very easily have had 8 sacks in that game.
On 3rd down, the pass is incomplete for Greg Jennings. Ball came out quick, as that clock, I'm sure, is going fast in the head of Aaron Rodgers, trying to avoid another sack, and it's 4th down. Crosby is 1 of 4 from 50 or more yards out. This would equal his season long, and it's pulled. No good. So each side has missed a field goal. Pass rusher is the rookie Brad Jones, a 7th round pick out of Colorado, gets the start, wearing number 59. It's 1st down for Dallas at their own 42. Handoff to Barber. Gets around Jolly and turns it into a nice run of 5 yards. A.J. Hawk on the stop for the Packers.
I think those are the plays that the Green Bay Packers are going to have to be able to make. As you mentioned, Jolly was in the backfield, got the hit on Barber before he was even able to get to the line of scrimmage. He's a hard guy to get to the ground. It's one of the reasons why the Cowboys come into this game averaging over 5 yards per rush.
Colombo, whose career was almost derailed before it really got rolling while with the Chicago Bears because of a couple of knee injuries, was rolled up on by Johnny Jolly at 2nd down and 5. And flipping it to Barber on a beautiful pass from Romo. And a big gain for Dallas of 13 yards. Wasn't real pretty in its formation, but a perfect throw from Romo. Here's the injury as Jolly went up the back of the left leg of Colombo, and it looked like the left ankle is what got pinned underneath that big body, and now this little toss to Marion Barber.
Yeah, and what they started with was tight end Martellus Bennett in the backfield. He motioned out, and it created a pretty good lane there, for the screen.
Here's the Razorback formation, a direct snap to Tashard Choice. Nowhere to go, and well played by Woodson. 2nd and 11 for Dallas. And a delayed handoff to Barber on 2nd and long, and he spins down to the 39. We look at the NFC East. It was a comeback victory last week for the Chargers in the last minutes at Giant Stadium. So the Giants are off this week 5-4. And because of their 4-game winning streak, the Dallas Cowboys are now on top with the Eagles in the middle at 5-3. Washington got a win today at home over Denver. Evidently that score was wrong on the graphic. It's 7-0 San Diego leading Philadelphia. Romo out of the shotgun on 3rd down, throws incomplete. Miles Austin and Jason Witten were in the same spot. It's 4th down.
It looked like a miscommunication there by the Cowboys as far as where they were putting their receivers, but a good job by Green Bay defensively. I mean, the Cowboys with good field position after that missed field goal, and then not being able to come away with any type of points of their own. That's a good job. Mixed it up very well. Dom Capers, the defensive coordinator, did.
3rd best at putting a punt down inside the 20 is Matt McBriar. This one is high in the air. Tramon Williams makes the catch. No score at Lambeau. The Golden Boy Aikman to my right. So we look at some of the quarterback play and the headliners across the NFL. And Jake Delhomme and the Panthers are hot. Brett Favre remains hot, and Drew Brees. They're still undefeated, but they had their hands full for the most part, believe it or not, at St. Louis.
Well, they've won the close games, which is what you got to do, certainly to be unbeaten, but you've got to do that in this league. A good win for Carolina. Atlanta had their opportunities and just failed to make the play at the end.
So on 1st down, it's Ryan Grant, and he goes forward for a yard. That's it.
It's interesting, Joe. You look at the Packers offensively, more specifically Aaron Rodgers. His worst passing down is 1st down, which is pretty unique because typically 1st down's the easiest down to throw the football on. It's a down and distance. It's obviously very favorable. He's 22nd in the National Football League in passer rating on 1st down, whereas on 3rd down, which is the hardest down, he leads the NFL. Very, very good on 3rd down.
And it's going to be, how's he on 2nd and 14? Because that's what it's going to be.
Number 70, the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That's the rookie 4th-round pick out of Eastern Michigan, T.J. Lang, getting that started right tackle. And you look at the sacks by down. And on 1st down, he's been sacked 5 times more than on 3rd down.
Yeah, and the sacks aren't, they're not a part of the equation as far as, being able to come up with a quarterback rating. But, that's pretty reflective of what's happened even in the quarterback rating, is that for whatever reasons, they've just struggled throwing the ball on 1st down.
Here is a screen set up for Ryan Grant. Has some blocking in front of him, and Ryan Grant, a flag is down. And we'll see what the call is. Could be a hold out there with the blocking in front of Grant.
Holding number 87 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
It's Jordy Nelson, who's missed the last 4 games with a sprained knee. He's back, and he held Jenkins.
Yeah, he's got a hold. You can see it. And the Packers, that's been one of the problems. When you say how can a team that moves the ball as well as they do and compile the amount of yardage that they do not be winning more games, and that tells the story. I mean, the most penalized team in the NFL.
So the most penalties and by far the most sacks. Penalty number 65 erases what would have been a 1st down, and now Nelson, who is guilty of the hold, makes the catch. Forced out by Mike Jenkins, who he held moments ago. A gain of 9, and 3rd down's coming up.
You know, I really like this Jordy Nelson. He's got the knee injury that, as you said, has kept him from being able to play here in recent weeks. But I know going back to last season, a young player, and yet he was able to do some good things. You know, 33 receptions as a rookie, and getting him back on the field and healthy, he and along with Jermichael Finley, who's not playing today, you know, those are just added weapons to what they've already got that are pretty good.
Here's a blitz from Scandrick off the edge, and down goes Rodgers. Ball comes out, flag down on the play. They're whistling the play dead at the 15-yard line. Dallas takes over, but there is a flag on the field. And Scandrick came off the edge and was never touched and never seen by Aaron Rodgers.
And never seen, and Aaron Rodgers has got to know when they're bringing the blitz off the edge. But it looked like that might be a penalty on the Cowboys because of where it's thrown on the field. It's in the secondary.
Prior to the run, illegal hands to the face. Number 21 in the defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So it's an automatic first down. It's on Mike Jenkins, and it takes away the turnover on the sack by Scandrick. And that was it. Right hand got up into the face mask of Greg Jennings.
And there's Scandrick then coming off the edge, and that's what Aaron Rodgers has got to be able to see. He's got to know where he's protected and where he's not. He was not protected off the slot blitz with Scandrick. And the Packers were fortunate with the penalty not to give the short field back to Dallas.
And now whistles prior to the snap.
False start. Number 73 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So that's Darren College, who has struggled. And there were some who thought that it could have been T.J. Lang getting a start at left guard, but Mark Tauscher, who came back, got injured in the third quarter last week out at right tackle, and that's where T.J. Lang ended up. And there's a movement pretty close as they threw the flag on 73 College.
Well, College is the only other lineman who has started every game. Only not all of them have been at left guard. He started the first 2 games at left tackle, but he definitely needs to play better than what he has in recent weeks.
Here's another blitz from Dallas and a delayed handoff to Amon Green.
Well, Amon Green, back when he was with the Packers on the first go-around, he I thought was the best running back in all of football. I just liked the way that he played. The thing that hurt him was he had a tendency to put the ball on the ground, but he ran very well last week in that loss against Tampa.
Second down and 11. Aaron Rodgers, Spencer on him, and the pass is incomplete. Amon Green, the intended receiver, and Anthony Spencer, who does not have a sack, was awfully close to registering his first right there.
Yeah, and he's been close for most of the year in being able to come back around and then keep Aaron Rodgers from stepping up in the pocket.
Rodgers, who's already been hit 4 times.
Bo, go to A. Go to A, Bo. Go to A, Bo.
3rd and 11. Rodgers throws, and the pass is caught for a first down. James Jones on the reception. Let's take a look. It looked like there was a bobble in there. They're saying it's a catch. It would be enough for a first down. And
wow.
Wade Phillips may challenge that. As we were going to the commercial break at the end of the quarter, Wade Phillips threw the flag.
After reviewing the play, the ball hits the ground before the receiver gets possession. It is an incomplete pass. Please reset the game clock to 20 seconds. It'll be 4th down.
It's 4th and 10 now, back at the 28, as this call was overturned on the field. And Wade Phillips now, in his time with the Cowboys, challenging plays, is 13 of 21. He's over 60%. That's a pretty good rate among head coaches across the NFL, and he will force the punt by throwing that red flag, which is hanging out of his pocket. And they put time back on the clock. Now we have 20 seconds left in the first quarter. We have to take the commercial again, or do you and I have to talk and fill time? We get to take the commercial again. After the punt, Capanos. This is Creighton on the return. And Patrick Creighton gets to the sideline, and it'll be good starting field position for the Dallas Cowboys after a 19-yard return by Creighton. So 10 seconds are left in this first quarter at Lambeau, no score, and Dallas will start at their own 49. Felix Jones takes over at tailback and will carry it. Little stutter step, and Woodson makes the tackle after a gain of 2. Dallas with the football at the Green Bay 49. Cowboys who come into this game #1 in the NFL at 6.5 yards per play. Each side has missed a field goal. And Romo is brought down again. This time it's Barnett. And a loss of 10 on another Green Bay sack.
Yeah, watch Felix Jones. He picks up the first blitzer, does a good job. I mean, right up the middle there with A.J. Hawk, and Felix gets him, but Nick Barnett able to get past then Andre Girard. And Romo thinking he was going to have a little bit more time than what he had. You know, they do a good job, Dom Capers does, of bringing the middle linebackers up the middle. Of course, with the 3-4 scheme, you can bring a lot of different people from a lot of different places, but one of the things they like best is right up the middle.
Second sack for this Green Bay defense. It's 3rd and 18. And a screen for Choice, stripped up from behind, brought down by Jenkins. A gain of 9, and it's 4th down.
Colin Jenkins is having one heck of a season. Last year he was off to the best start of his career and then had an injury that ended his season. And watch the effort on this play here. He realizes it's a screen play late. He comes back on a hustle play and makes the tackle from behind. Great play.
So another McBriar punt. Special teams has been a problem, especially of late for the Packers, and a juggle but a catch by Tramon Williams. Cowboys won here last year. First time they've won at Lambeau, 1-5. This historic venue, and the handoff to Ryan Grant. Olshansky makes the play and a gain of 6. Ryan Grant started this game averaging 4.2 yards per carry. He was over 5 per carry in 2007 when the Packers, with Brett Favre at quarterback, made it to the NFC Championship game, only to lose to the eventual champion Giants. Grant was at 3.9 last year. Ryan Grant still looking for that spark. Off to a decent start here this afternoon as he gets it and gets 6. Rodgers throws near side. Jennings makes a move. Runs into Brady James, and it's Brady James who gets the worst of that collision.
We'll see now if Brady James is able to get off the ground.
It's a 13-yard catch and run by Jennings. This has become a year-round facility here in Green Bay after the improvements. Great Hall of Fame, restaurants, terrific gift shop here at Lambeau Field. It's a first down for Green Bay. Brady James got up, walked off the field. Aaron Rodgers, penalty flag comes in. Looks like a hold, and Aaron Rodgers is forced out of bounds. So 2 separate fouls on this play. And it's up to Jeff Triplett to figure out where the ball should be.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, number 86 of the offense. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 41 in the defense. Hit out of bounds. Correction.
Looks like they're both against Green Bay. as Jeff Triplett corrects himself.
Holding number 86 of the offense is going to be declined. Personal foul, number 41 of the offense. Late hit out of bounds. 15 yards. It'll be second down.
So that was Spencer Havener who along the sideline made that last hit. Brings up second down and 25, and we go back to the injury to Brady James on that tackle and hit of Greg Jennings, and you can see that left shoulder bear the brunt of that hit.
Well, the hit there by Brady James on Greg Jennings appears to be, some type of burner.
Here is a handoff to Amon Green over the right side. And it'll bring up third down and long as Keith Brooking made the play for Dallas.
And here over the last 3 weeks, they've done a nice job against some good offensive teams.
Delayed handoff. That's Brandon Jackson on 3rd and 22. Picks up 2. DeMarcus Ware makes the tackle, and this crowd lets the offense hear it. And maybe the offensive coordinator, Joe Philbin, for that call on 3rd and long. The handoff for just 2 yards. And here's a Capanos punt. With right now nobody deep for Dallas, and Patrick Creighton will sneak back there. Mike McCarthy calling on that 3rd down and long and handing off to Brandon Jackson. Cowboys, last time they had it, went 3 and out, only the 13th time all season. They went 3 and out, fewest in the National Football League. And with 9:50 left in the first half, Dallas takes over at their own 25, still no score. Felix Jones in the backfield, and Romo to throw. He's been sacked twice and he drops it off. Pass is complete to Martellus Bennett, who stays on his feet, gets it to the 30 and picks up 6.
Aaron Campman out, of course. Brady Papinga not playing as well, but they've done a good job here against an explosive offense.
2nd down and 4, and the handoff is to Felix Jones, and a big hit by Hawk. B.J. Raji was in there first, no gain.
Felix Jones coming off of that injury that he had several weeks ago. He injured his knee, and he has not been the same runner as what he had been prior to the injury. You see the knee brace there on his left knee. He does not wear the knee brace during the week, and the reason he doesn't is in an attempt to try to strengthen it, but it does bother him some during the game. He says it has a tendency to slide. I don't know if that's the entire reason he hasn't run the ball as well, but he hasn't been nearly as explosive.
3rd down and 4, and Choice carries it, and Tashard Choice is brought down inches short of the 35. It depends on the spot. Brad Jones, the rookie, made the stop. They're already saying 4th down, and Dallas is now 0 for 4 on 3rd down here in the first half.
Yeah, now that's another good job by the Green Bay Packer defense to force another 3 and out. You talked about it. Dallas coming into the game with the fewest 3 and outs in all of football, and yet here in the first half they forced that twice.
Back-to-back possessions, and McGuire hits it, hangs it high. Tremont Williams hauls it in, was hit by a teammate, Bush. Green Bay with the football, and we look at their offensive leaders. 71 yards, 9 for 13 is Aaron Rodgers. 5 carries, 23 yards for Grant, 3 catches for Jennings. Starting at their own 23. Rodgers steps up and flips, incomplete, and a penalty flag on the play. Looks like another hold.
Holding. Number 76 to the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Yeah, you got DeMarcus Ware here. He uses a speed rush on Clifton, and there's the left arm around the neck. And Aaron Rodgers trying to step up, but there was pressure inside, and so that kept him from really been able to do too much. You see the left arm there of Chad Clifton.
Rodgers has not been sacked so far in the first half. There have been 3 holding calls against Green Bay. It's 1st and 20. Now back on the 13-yard line. Rodgers throws and completes. Ball's caught by John Kuhn, the fullback, and we go down to the field and Pam Oliver.
Hey, Joe, rough day for offensive linemen all the way around. This time, Packers left guard Darren College is the victim of a right ankle injury. It bothered him even when trainers touched it, Joe. He is questionable as his return. Okay,
so now it's Evan Dietrich Smith taking over at left guard, and each side is left with only 1 reserve offensive lineman as we play here with just under 7 to go in the half.
And now they have their 7th offensive line combination of the year.
2nd and 17. Quick throw. Pass is complete. That's Jones. Another catch. A gain of only 5, and this crowd is frustrated with a lot of the play calling, a lot of the short throws, the handoffs, and it's 3rd and long for Green Bay.
Well, it becomes very difficult, especially here 3rd and long. In fact, Mike McCarthy, when we were talking to him the other day, he said, hey, we've gotten more and more conservative with each game, each week, because we haven't been able to protect the quarterback, and it's not going to change in this game.
On 3rd down and 12, here's a screen set up. That's Jackson breaking tackles and has a 1st down for the Packers. Newman eventually brought him down, and a catch and run of 14 yards.
A big pickup there. You can see the frustration on Wade Phillips' face. I said earlier the Packers run the slant pass about as much as any team in football. They also run the screen play about as much as any team in football. 3rd and long, and you know that Dallas was anticipating the screen, but just great execution there by the Green Bay Packers.
About 14 yards on 3rd and 12. 1st down for Green Bay. At their own 35, and the handoff is to Ryan Grant. Anthony Spencer. Rodgers throws low. Here's 3rd down and 9 for Aaron Rodgers, and the pass is high but caught by Jackson. He's out to the 40. That's it. Terrence Newman on the stop, and it's 4th down.
Well, if nothing else, at least for Green Bay, once they were able to pick up that 1st down on the screen pass to Brandon Jackson, it then gave them a pretty good position now to punt from and pin Dallas back, because as we've seen, Dallas has had good field position throughout much of this first half.
Campanos hits a good punt. And Creighton from just outside the 20. But 2nd-year player Felix Jones thanking the defense for their hard work so far. Offense for the Cowboys hasn't done anything. Their first drive, they went 41 yards. Ended with a missed field goal, 38 yards by Folk. The last 3 drives, only 29 yards total. That's Bennett at the bottom of the screen, and down the middle it's Williams. Roy Williams drops it. And now the fight for the football. Woodson knocked it out. And Tramon Williams is saying, we have it, but pointing the wrong way. Green Bay has the football. And that's the rookie Clay Matthews down at the bottom of the pile. Beautiful throw, the catch. Woodson knocked it out. And then Matthews had a clean opportunity at picking up that loose ball, and I guess eventually won the tug of war at the bottom of the pile.
Well, it's great execution there by Dallas. They got what they wanted in the one-on-one matchup. They get Roy Williams up against Nick Collins, a safety. And Roy Williams goes right by him. He just fails to hang on to the ball. You see Tony Romo come in after the fact. It looked like Dallas was able to recover it. And then once it got into a scrum, Green Bay just yanked it away and came out of the pile with the ball.
Packers now this season at +11. In the turnover department, and the handoff is to Ryan Grant. And for the Green Bay defense, they now have at least one takeaway in 11 straight games.
Well, I think when you look at Green Bay defensively and the number of takeaways that they have gotten this year, which has been impressive, even more impressive when you consider they really have not gotten much pressure on the quarterback. Usually those two statistics go hand in hand. I'll tell you, we saw Felix Jones going down the line there on the bench for Dallas, congratulating the defense. I think somebody ought to be doing that for this Packers defense, because they have played very well here in this first half against an outstanding offensive unit.
2nd down and 6. Rodgers steps up, and DeMarcus Ware was in on the play, as was Olshansky. No gain on the play. It is a sack, and that'll be the first of the day for the Dallas defense, and for the season they're 22nd of the year. It's 3rd and 6.
Yeah, we see Aaron Rodgers with time to throw the ball, and when he does, then it just doesn't seem that anybody's getting open down the field. Last week that was the case against Tampa Bay. You know, when he had time to throw, couldn't find an open receiver. Tampa Bay played a lot of too deep man under, which created a lot of problems for this wide receiver corps.
38th time Rodgers has been sacked. It's 3rd and 6. Rodgers is brought down from behind. Ball comes out. It was knocked away by Stephen Bowen. Green Bay stays on top of it, but it's 4th down, and we're at the 2-minute warning. Across the NFL this season, no game has been scoreless at the half. It's 4th down and 5. Campanos hits a beauty, with Creighton having to go back and grab it, and not much room to run. 53-yard punt, just a 6-yard return, and Havener made the tackle downfield.
There's Ken Hamlin, the safety. This is called man free. Ken Hamlin's going to be the free defender. They're man everywhere else. They've got Donald Driver trying to run across the field, but Hamlin in the throwing lane, and after that there was nowhere for Aaron Rodgers to throw the football. Once he starts to scramble out, and this is what you always worry about as the quarterback, once you start to move to the right and you've got defenders pursuing you from the backside, that's the first thing they learn to do, is to go after the football while they're coming through on the sack.
So far the Cowboys have run only 18 offensive plays in this half. And down goes Romo, 3rd time. This time it's the rookie Matthews. 1:42 left in the half. Green Bay just used a timeout on defense after the sack of Romo. 3rd Packers sack of this half, and now a screen for Barber. Jenkins can't make the play the first time, but stays after it and makes the tackle. He had help with Al Harris, a gain of 3, 3rd and long coming up.
I couldn't be more impressed with the play of Colin Jenkins this season, going back and watching other games and the effort that he gives. We saw it earlier in the first quarter, and here's another example of it. He misses him the first time, but he keeps playing. And so many times these defensive linemen, once they miss the first time, you never see them again. Colin Jenkins plays with a high motor.
Third down and 10. Romo throws, and it's nearly picked off by Collins. Miles Austin, the intended receiver, and it's 4th down.
Nick Collins, he gets a pretty good beat on this thing. Cover 2, safety help. Romo trying to fit that thing in along the sideline. A risky throw at any time, but Nick Collins anticipating it, drives on it, and very fortunate Dallas is that wasn't intercepted.
52 seconds left. Green Bay with 2 timeouts remaining and about to get the ball back. Should have good field position. Breyer punts it. Tramon Williams back inside the 35 from the 32. Down the sideline and forced out by Carpenter. 51-yard punt. Packers have not been shut out in the first half in 45 games.
Well, I'll tell you, an impressive job again by the Packers defensively. Dom Capers, defensive coordinator, said this Cowboys offense best they have faced all season. and holding them well below their season average going in at halftime.
Pass is complete. That's the tight end lead. Down on a knee after the hit by Carpenter, a gain of 4. And now the clock continued to run.
Green Bay, their second. Please reset the game clock to 33 seconds.
So they put only 3 seconds back on the clock. 33 seconds remain as the Packers, who got the ball at midfield, had their best starting field position of this game.
I'm just not sure why Green Bay called timeout there. You know, I mean, the first play to complete a pass and then immediately call timeout. I think they wasted one there. They could have gotten to the line and got another play off and seen what happened. But, you know, you kind of want to save that last timeout for your field goal team. And then you'd want to burn that second one once you get well under the 30-second mark.
You look at the numbers for Rodgers. He's completed passes to 8 different receivers here in the first half.
And they got Greg Jennings here.
That'll make it 2nd and 11. It's a 7th penalty.
False start
on Green Bay.
Number 85. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's the 3rd false start by the Packers, who I believe are at home this week.
Well, you see the frustration by Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's trying to use hard count to neutralize this pass rush that Dallas has, and you can't use it when you've got receivers then that are flinching.
2nd and 11. Rodgers throws, and open is Driver. Makes the catch, still going, brought down from behind at the 27 by Spencer. And now Rodgers clocks it, stops it with 17 seconds left.
You know, they've been using Driver a lot here in the slot. They've been manning up with him for the most of the first half with Orlando Scandrick, but they played zone. And if you play zone against Donald Driver, he's going to find a hole. And then it's just a matter of whether or not Aaron Rodgers is going to have time to find him. But that's good execution between those two.
Looks like Spencer's lined up offside. No penalty flag, and this one is dropped off for Brandon Jackson, and he is dropped immediately. And now the Packers will have to use their final timeout as Brady James made the play, and a loss of 3.
Yeah, they used their final timeout. They lost yardage on the play. Brady James wasn't fooled at all. They tried to make it look like they were going to throw the slants to the opposite side of the field and then come back with the screen, and Brady James read it beautifully.
So Mason Crosby, who has missed from 52, will try from 48. And we look at this play again, and that screen went backward, a loss of 3. Brady James, and if he didn't make the play, Ratliff was out there. So a 48-yard try for the first points of this game with 2 seconds remaining in the first half. Good snap, good hold, and Crosby perfect as the clock expires.
Of course, the big play there at the end of that half, the completion to Roy Williams, the fumble, which then set up the field goal for Green Bay prior to the half.
Some talk during the week that Felix Jones would no longer return kicks. Here he is. And a good return by Jones out across the 35 to the 36, a return of 25 yards.
And I think that's why they lack rhythm, is because they've had so many penalties that have kept them in long down and distances.
Here's Marion Barber, and there's Jolly, who makes the play, getting into the backfield, a loss of 1.
Well, we talked about it coming into this game about how massive Dallas is along that offensive front, and typically when they go into play against a team, they are much bigger and stronger than the defensive front they're facing.
Mark Colombo left early first half, been replaced by Doug Free. So the broken fibula, that's the report on Colombo, and now for the 4th time Romo goes down. 2nd time it's Barnett. And a loss of 8. And the offensive line for the Cowboys is breaking down in this game.
And you're going to see Nick Barnett, A.J. Hawk, they're coming up the middle as we saw it in the first half. They do a good job with that of timing up that blitz. And then coming off the blocker, they had somebody for Barnett. Barnett one-on-one against Marion Barber, and he just defeats the block and makes a heck of a play.
It's 3rd and 19. Play clock winding down. Timeout. Cletus, the robot, immortalized here at Lambeau.
Cletus with a cheese on his head.
It's 3rd down and 19. Just a 3-man rush. Romo can't find anywhere to go with it. And just throws it away in the direction of Witten. Now a penalty flag comes in late. It's against Dallas.
Ineligible downfield. Number 65 of the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
I'll tell you what, it's rare when you bring only 3 guys against Dallas and give Tony Romo time to throw the football and let that receiving core work down the field, that he's not able to find somebody, and that's a good job. I mean, Romo was able to buy time, and they were still able to lock up and not give him anywhere to go with the football.
McBriar punts it. Tremont Williams from just outside the 25. McBriar in his way, and he goes down. Ball came out, and we'll get the call from the officiating crew. No signal yet. Ladouceur, the long snapper, got on the football, it appeared. And now coming away is Jarius Wynn, a rookie, with the football, and no indication yet from the officiating crew who has it.
Well, I think the fact that Jarius Wynn has it in his arms, that
During the return, illegal blocking the back. Number 29 of the return team. That penalty is declined. 1st and 10, Dallas.
So Dallas gets the fumble, even though Wynn comes away with the football. Let's take another look. McBriar knocked it out. It was coming out, it looked like, before the knee went down. Well, LP Ladouceur definitely came out of that pile with a football. We showed that going to break. Mike McCarthy, when we went to break, challenged the play, which is not a surprise. And let's see when the ball comes out. The right knee was up, but the left knee goes down right there before McBriar gets his hand on the ball and dislodges it. The crowd reacted watching it on the screen. I initially was looking at just the right knee. The left knee tapped down, it looked like, then went back in the air, and I think Green Bay ends up with possession of this football. There was a penalty on the play, remember, so then you go back and the Cowboys would accept the penalty, and it would be a loss of 40 yards of field position because of the penalty on Derek Martin. There it is right there, number 29, with that shove in the back of Patrick Watkins. But they'll take that. They'll take that trade off, the Green Bay Packers, to get the ball instead of Dallas taking over at their own 44. But all that is dependent on what Jeff Triplett sees under the hood. As McCarthy, who right now is 11 of 24 in challenges. That's when he's been successful 11 times in 24 challenges in his career here with the Green Bay Packers, as he is the head coach in his 4th season. I don't think the ball is loose until right there, and I think the left knee had already been down. But
After reviewing the play, the runner goes down the ground on his own and is touched by the defensive player before the ball comes out, so he's down by contact. It'll be Green Bay's ball. However, we will enforce the foul for the illegal blocking the back against Green Bay at the spot of the foul. Please reset the clock to 3:18. Green Bay's not charged the timeout.
So a reversal on the call on the field. Look at what San Diego's doing to Philadelphia, 21-6 in that game in Southern California. Seattle leading by 7 at Arizona, and the Cardinals have been so bad at home and so good on the road.
Well, you remember a few weeks back when Dallas had the bye week and they were able to gain a game in the division because everyone else who played that week lost, and the Giants are at home this week and they're watching Philadelphia lose. Of course, Washington won, and then I'm sure watching this game very intently as well, a team that has lost 4 in a row.
So after initially putting it down at the 16-yard line, this crew just moved it up to the 23. And Ryan Grant on first down carries it for 3 yards. Ken Hamlin on the stop. As you look at the NFC North, the Vikings now with an 8-1 record as they beat Detroit. The Packers are 4-4. The Bears lost 10-6 in San Francisco this week. The Lions lost to the Vikings. They're 1-8. Green Bay trying to get to 5-4. But they lost both meetings this year against Minnesota. Brett Favre 41 of 59 in those 2 games with a combined 515 yards. No interceptions, wasn't sacked. This is Ryan Grant over the right side, and Newman forces him out with a Green Bay first down. A 13-yard run by Ryan Grant as the Packers, who lead by 3, see one of their better runs of the day.
Yeah, and T.J. Lang is really the block there that allows them to do that. Of course, Ryan Grant breaks a tackle there, but you know, T.J. Lang does just enough. You know, they're on Marcus Spears, which allows Ryan Grant to then get outside. And Ryan Grant is a really a good running back, good solid running back, not real nifty. He'll make one move and then hit it, but he's got some pretty good speed and pretty good power also.
Lang may have gotten away with a hold as the handoff to Grant pushes the pile out across the 45. Brooking on the tackle, a gain of 7.
Well, I know the Green Bay Packers ran the ball very well last week against Tampa Bay. In fact, they've run the ball they've run the ball pretty well against virtually every team that they've played, and I know that was a real concern for this Dallas coaching staff on trying to slow down the running game of Green Bay.
On this drive, 3 runs for 23 yards. Ryan Grant gets it again, and this time off the edge it's Spencer making a play in the backfield on 2nd and 4 and a loss of a couple.
Well, Anthony Spencer, he just hits it. He's got great quick.
A near sack for Spencer in this game. 7 tackles. It's 3rd and 5. Extra men on the rush. Green Bay offensive line picks it up, and Aaron Rodgers gets a first down. An 11-yard run by Aaron Rodgers for a first down, Green Bay.
Yeah, and you're going to see Brady James here. He's on the blitz, but they run it. He runs into Jay Ratliff in the middle, and it keeps him from really being able to hit it as he likes to do, and it clogged everything up inside, which allowed then Aaron Rodgers a lane to scramble, and a good job by him picking it up.
That is the 14th rushing first down for Aaron Rodgers this season. Playing with an injured foot. It doesn't show on game day as the handoff is to Amon Green, who picks up 3.
Well, I think, you know, you look at them offensively and what they do running the football. Aaron Rodgers is the team's 2nd leading rusher. You know, I mean, and that obviously is coming off of scrambles, but you know, he's a very, very talented player. He's a very accurate passer. He can run. He can make all the throws you'd want down the field. And when he's got time, you know, to go back to that point, when he has time to throw the football, he can get as hot as anybody.
He's been sacked only twice today. 2nd and 7. Extra men on the rush. Rodgers gets away from trouble and throws incomplete for Greg Jennings. It's 3rd down and 7.
And I tell you, they're glad to see Jay Ratliff over on the sidelines, I'll promise you.
Rodgers in trouble, stays on his feet for a moment, and now down he goes. Penalty flag on the play. First guy there was Bobby Carpenter. A flag was thrown by the umpire, and Dallas indicates it's against Green Bay.
Holding 86 of the offense. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
So that's the 3rd Dallas sack of this game, and the punt heads into the end zone. Cowboys have it at their own 20, down by 3. Miles Austin does not have a catch, although he didn't have a catch until it really counted on Sunday night in Philadelphia, when he was good for 49 yards and the game-winning touchdown to beat the Eagles. That put Dallas on top at 6-2 in the NFC East, riding a 4-game winning streak and trailing on the road here in Green Bay. Romo throws, and Austin can't hang on. Bigby with coverage out there for Dallas. Their last first down came with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. That's how good this Green Bay defense has been, and that pass was tipped. And then off the hands of Austin as Jolly got his hands on it. 2nd and 10.
Well, they've been awfully good, but we also know that Dallas leads the NFL in plays of 20 yards or more. They're explosive, and they're in their Razorback here.
That's the Cowboys version of the Wildcat, and it's Tashard Choice. Penalty flag comes in as Choice has enough for a first down, depending on the call. There's Jason Garrett, the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. The ball.
Personal foul. Face mask. Number 31 in the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So that's Al Harris, and that turns it into a 26-yard play.
You see Al Harris come in, and right there got an open hand, but a little bit of the face mask there, and the head turns, and that's the right call. You know, I mentioned they call it the Razorback primarily because Felix Jones, who typically is in the game when they run that with Tashard Choice at quarterback, went to the University of Arkansas.
This ball is out. Deion Anderson, the fullback, knocked it out of the hands of Tony Romo. Don't know if Romo was getting it to him or not. A loss of 2 on the play, and it's 2nd and 12.
You know, I was commenting on it, and here Dallas going with a hurry up or a no huddle offense, but they are so explosive that even like with Miles Austin not yet having a catch, I mean, you still got to be solid and keep your focus every single play, because they can go the distance at any time.
Second down and 12. Little roll to the right, and the pass for Roy Williams dropped it. A chance for a big play, and Roy Williams has it go right through his hands. It's 3rd and 12. Pressure on Romo, steps up and hits Choice in stride. Ball comes out, and they're saying Choice was down, and that would mean first down for Dallas at the 35. There's a flag down near midfield, and it's an offensive pass interference call.
Pass interference, offense, number 82. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
It's on Jason Witten.
Yeah, we'll take a look and see what exactly Witten did, and you know, that's the pick. That's a good call. That's a pick. You cannot do that. They're in man coverage, and then you're going to see the blitz here with Jared Bush off the edge. But Romo, I mean, he comes untouched. Romo just gives him a little bit of a shoulder fake and is able to step up in the pocket. But a good call there by the officials. You know, you run, whenever you're playing a team that plays a lot of man coverage, you run those crossing routes, trying to get a natural pick, but you can't just pick them off the way that Jason Witten did.
Penalty on Witten wipes out what would have been the first third down conversion of Dallas in this game. Now it's 3rd and 23. They fake the handoff and setting up a wide receiver screen for Ogletree, and it does nothing, a gain of 1.
You know, they ran that play last week a couple times against Philadelphia to Kevin Ogletree, who's been a good addition to this team, has great speed. And last week he was able to get some pretty good yardage off of that. Thought they might be able to sneak one in here, but didn't work quite the same as it did 7 days ago.
So that drive stalls, went backward because of the penalties, and Roy Williams with a key drop. Fair catch called for and hauled in by Tramon Williams. Packers have it at their own 20, leading by 3 with 6:50 left in the third quarter in a game that they need. Packers, if they lose today, they're 4-5. They need to win 6 of their last 7 to get to 10 wins as they battle 3 pretty good teams in the NFC to try to get a wild card spot. As the pass is complete to Donald Driver. Newman gets a hand on him, and Driver is out to the 25, a gain of 5.
I think you got to be pretty impressed with what Green Bay has done tonight on third down. Dallas has still not converted a third down, and Green Bay came into this game 4th in the NFL stopping teams on third down. Dallas was pretty good, but in a lot of ways that's been the difference.
Second down and 5. Pass is complete. That's Driver. Brooking downfield to help on the tackle. Mike Jenkins missed initially, and Driver is out to the 35, and Jenkins is hurt. Jenkins, who has really improved at cornerback in the third.
That's a pretty significant blow if he's not going to be able to finish this ball game. Here's the throw to Donald Driver. They come back to the quick throw to him and just see if he can make something happen. And they were checking Mike Jenkins' left shoulder, and rightfully so. You see him come in there with his left arm, and that's where the injury took place. You know, Mike Jenkins, I'm not sure if he's their best corner, when you compare him with Terrence Newman, but he has certainly played the best here over the last several weeks.
So we take another look. The Cowboys have already lost their starting right tackle, Mark Colombo, to a broken fibula. Lost in the first half, and there's the missed tackle by Jenkins. And he's still flat on his back inside the 30-yard line. It'll be a first down for Green Bay at their own 35. Handoff is to Grant, and Ryan Grant picks up 3. Brady James on the stop.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised because of the injury to Mike Jenkins. They then had to put Orlando Scandrick on the outside, and I really thought that the Packers would come out and try to test him. He and Mike Jenkins were in competition for the starting corner position opposite of Terrence Newman. And then by the third week, Mike Jenkins had won the job. Orlando Scandrick has just been their nickel guy, but he is now playing outside with the injury to Mike Jenkins.
It's 2nd and 7. Rodgers, pass complete. That's Amon Green, brought down immediately by Brooking. What a good play by Keith Brooking, Troy, who has added so much to this Dallas defense.
Well, he does a good job of shedding a blocker and then making a play. And as you're going to see, Keith Brooking, and he works right through Chad Clifton and then is able to make the play. And you're right, Joe. I mean, he really has become the face of this defense. I mean, you talk about DeMarcus Ware and his impact and what he means to the team. It's tremendous. But this year, it is remarkable in talking with players, the impact and the influence that Keith Brooking has had, not only on the defense, but the entire team.
3rd down and 11. Rodgers throws, and what a throw. What a catch. First down, Greg Jennings On 3rd and 11, a 14-yard completion for a first down.
It's one of the first times tonight I've seen Aaron Rodgers drop back with time and just turn it loose. And a good route by Greg Jennings there in the slot. I mean, an excellent route. He got separation there on Orlando Scandrick, and there wasn't much of a hole there because he had to fit that thing in before Terrence Newman came in to make the hit. But an excellent throw by Aaron Rodgers.
12th first down of this game compared to just 5 for Dallas. Green Bay at its own 48, and Rodgers is sacked for the 4th time today. And the 2nd of the day for DeMarcus Ware.
Well, DeMarcus Ware, it looked like Havener was supposed to be there to try to make a play on him, and he's trying to get across, and there was just no chance. I mean, it's a 3-step drop. You don't typically expect to get sacked on a 3-step drop, but because of where Ware came from, he clogged the throwing lane for Aaron Rodgers and couldn't see where it was he was wanting to go with the football.
2 sacks today for DeMarcus Ware, 7 on the season. The guy who had 20 last year. A late handoff to Grant. And Ken Hamlin, who's been bothered by a groin injury. He just sat down before the play, and it is 3rd down and 13, thanks in large part to that sack by DeMarcus Ware. Hamlin's off the field, as is Jenkins. Scandrick coming on a blitz, and the pass is caught for a first down. Donald Lee made the catch, and a 3rd down conversion, a 16-yard completion to Lee.
And they bring blitz here. Dallas does. Aaron Rodgers hangs in the pocket, and he has to stick this one right on Donald Lee. You could see there was not much there. Bobby Carpenter in underneath coverage, and there was not a lot of space there for Aaron Rodgers to fit that ball. The only chance he had was to stick it right on the numbers of Donald Lee, and that's exactly where he put it.
Packers have converted on 3rd and 11 and 3rd and 13 on this drive as Ryan Grant goes right up the middle. Picks up 8. We go back 2 plays. See how Ken Hamlin was injured when he was in on a tackle of Ryan Grant, and Hamlin still on the bench. Jenkins is over there, and as I mentioned, Dallas has already lost their right tackle Mark Colombo to a broken fibula. This was maybe arguably the healthiest team across the NFL coming into this game. Second down and 2. Throw to Nelson, and Jordy Nelson is wrestled to the ground by Newman. First down, Green Bay, and a gain of 9. And here is the injury to Ken Hamlin. In on the tackle of Ryan Grant, and it was down low. They look at his right ankle. So the starting free safety is off the field, as well as the starting cornerback Mike Jenkins. Time running out on the 3rd quarter as Ryan Grant can't get around DeMarcus Ware, and a penalty flag is down at the 13-yard line. We'll get the call, and Hamlin limps off.
Ely used the hands to the face. Number 32 of the defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Scandrick, who took the place of the injured Mike Jenkins.
Right to the face, easy call.
It's first down for the Packers, leading 3-0 as we start the 4th quarter with a ball at the 16-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Rodgers throws, end zone, and off the hands of James Jones. Coverage by Alan Ball.
Pretty good idea, though. They come with a running formation. They got 3 backs in the backfield. They run the ball more times than they throw it, but they get one-on-one outside because of it. And you've got him up against Alan Ball, who's in the game again because of the injury to Mike Jenkins. And they got everything that they wanted, and they just failed to execute.
Now it's Ball and Jones to the near side of the field on 2nd and 10. First time in the red zone for Green Bay in this game. Over the middle, pass broken up. Penalty flag as Donald Driver was interfered with by Skandrick.
I'll tell you, Skandrick has been on Donald Driver when he's been in the slot throughout this game, most of the time in man-to-man coverage.
Pass interference, defense number 32. Automatic first down.
And there's been a lot of contact throughout the game. You see a little pivot route there. He got him with his right arm, and that's why it came from the back judge there when the flag was thrown. The guy right there did not make the call. But the official there in the end zone saw the right arm, and that's what got Skandrick the flag.
So with Hamlin and Jenkins still out, it's a first down for Green Bay. Rodgers pulls it back and now goes to the corner of the end zone and throws it away in the direction of Greg Jennings to the field and Pam Oliver.
Yeah, Joe, the Cowboys secondary getting depleted. Ken Hamlin, you saw him walk into the locker room. He was able to do so on his own. Meantime, cornerback Michael Jenkins got a knee to his left biceps. They put a sleeve on it, but Jenkins has taken a seat on the bench and doesn't look like he's going anywhere anytime soon. Joe?
All right, Pam, thank you. 2nd down and 10. Alan Ball even limped off a moment ago. On 2nd down, handoff to Grant. Grant wrestled to the ground by Brady James, a gain of 4.
So you look at this game right now with another 3rd down, and what Green Bay has been able to do on 3rd down, more specifically what Aaron Rodgers has done on 3rd down. I talked about it early in this game. He leads the NFL in 3rd down passing, and he's been exceptional in this game tonight.
Talk about a red-hot Dallas offense. Green Bay's kept the ball away from Dallas, doubling up in time of possession. It's 3rd down and 6. Alan Ball back on the field for the Cowboys. Rodgers, Jordy Nelson fighting, and they're going to mark him short of the end zone. It's enough for a first down.
Green Bay is challenging the ruling on the field for the runner down by contact short of the goal line.
Well, here's a much better look at it as to where the ball was when the knee goes down.
Here comes a call from Jeff Triplett.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The runner is down with the knees down and the ball short of the goal line. Green Bay has charged the timeout.
We give you another look, and it is clear that the knee is down. The ball is short of the goal line.
I mean, it all happened so fast. McCarthy was so quick to throw the red flag that I don't know what anybody upstairs could have seen. We didn't even know yet definitively, and to challenge that was just a dumb challenge.
And he has one of the worst views of that play than anybody in this stadium. And now a timeout is taken by Dallas. Brady James is hot. You just had an entire timeout while there was Triplett under the hood, and now Dallas is left with only one timeout in this second half, and Green Bay, because of the missed challenge, they're out of challenges the rest of this game. So they have 1st and goal from the 1, already leading by 3. Rodgers keeps it. Penalty flag on the play. No signal, and now they say touchdown, but there is a flag on the play. It's an offside against Dallas. The touchdown will stand. They get DeMarcus Ware for the offside, and it's the 3rd rushing touchdown for Aaron Rodgers.
Pretty good surge there in the middle by that offensive line. And Rodgers is able to get in behind it.
And then backward over the goal line, and now the extra point to make it 10-0. Cowboys have not been shut out in 94 games since 2003 in November. that last drive by Green Bay, a 15-play drive. As far as plays are concerned, the Packers' longest drive this season, and it was a big one. Made it 10-0 Packers. And now Felix Jones from inside the 5. Penalty flag on the play. Actually 2 on the field. Havener on the tackle, a return of 18 yards by Felix Jones. And that last drive by the Packers. We'll get the call first from Jeff Triplett.
During the return, illegal blocking it back. Number 98, return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
It's Curtis Johnson who is guilty of the block in the back. Number 98. So they called the penalty on that block, and it moves the ball back to the 8. Packers, when they last had it, had 3 big third down conversions for that 15-play drive and a 10-0 lead. Romo throws and completes to Roy Williams, who has a key drop in this game and a fumble. Bigby on the stop. A 20-yard completion as Romo goes right back to Roy Williams.
That was a good tackle there by Bigby, because it looked like if Roy Williams had been able to get by him, he might have been able to split the seam and go the distance. They brought a blitzer off the edge, but the Dallas Cowboys pick it up.
Handoff is to Felix Jones over the right side, and the rookie Brad Jones on the tackle, a gain of 4. That last completion to Roy Williams for the Cowboys, only their second play of 20 or more yards in this game. The other was the 41-yard catch and then fumble by Roy Williams in the first half. It's 2nd and 6.
When you look at the difference right there, it's remarkable that Green Bay is just leading by 10 points. I mean, absolutely dominating the time of possession, and that's largely because Dallas has failed to convert on a 3rd down.
So far, Miles Austin has been held without a catch. Jason Witten made the first catch of the day for Dallas. Nothing since. Romo is sacked. Ball comes out. Felix Jones could not pull it in, and now it's Clay Matthews with the football in his hands, out of bounds at the 3. Woodson knocked it away.
Now they come to Romo's backside. Charles Woodson off the slot. Couldn't tell if Romo expected to have protection, but here it is right here. And he would not, because they bring an extra defender, and there was no back to that side to give him help, and Romo just doesn't see it. And Charles Woodson, I tell you, he's a heck of a cover guy. He's very good with the blitz. He's great in run support. He's been a great addition to this Packer team since he got here 3.5 years ago. A great play there by him.
That is the 5th time Tony Romo's been sacked today. Woodson gets him. Then Felix Jones had a chance at the recovery. Had it for a moment. And then Johnny Jolly on the wrestle knocked the ball out. And Wade Phillips, I think this is a good challenge. I think he's going to challenge that Felix Jones had the ball, was on the ground, contacted by Johnny Jolly, and then that rollover is what forced the ball out of the arms of Felix Jones.
Dallas is challenging the ruling on the field of the fumble.
We're all in agreement that Felix Jones looked down. Ball was wrestled out. We'll get the call from Jeff Triplett. And now Jeff Triplett is making his way all the way across the field to talk to Wade Phillips. Jones has it, is down, then Jolly rips it out. And we go back to the entire play.
I want to show you here. It looked like Flozell Adams, because they're going to turn the line here, and it looked like Flozell Adams, who hangs in the inside, should have gotten off of that block and picked up Charles Woodson coming off the slot. That would then explain why Romo never checked it, because he was expecting it to be protected.
Because the ruling on the field was a fumble. We cannot review it for recovery of a loose ball by Dallas. Therefore, there is no challenge. Dallas is not charged the timeout. It'll be 1st and 10 Green Bay.
So they got, in our opinion, the call wrong on the field, then went under the hood to challenge it, and somebody told Jeff Triplett that it could not be challenged. And so even though it looks like they got the call wrong, Green Bay will maintain possession at the Dallas 3 because it's not reviewable.
I'm not sure I follow all that. Well, you can rule whether or not he's down and has possession of the ball. So I don't know what that was all about.
So now it's 1st and goal for Green Bay. Rodgers throws, juggled, and nearly a touchdown with Driver, who couldn't hang on. So it's 2nd and goal from the 3.
No, Driver, he runs the pivot, and there's good separation, but you saw the hands come up in front of Rodgers, and he just wasn't able to really stick it on Donald Driver the way that he wanted to. But that's a ball generally that Donald Driver is going to bring in. He got exceptional hands and makes a lot of those type tough catches.
It's 2nd down and goal. Handoff is to Ryan Grant. Takes it to the 2. It'll be 3rd and goal. Dallas defense trying to keep Green Bay out of the end zone as Dallas trails 10-0, riding their 4-game winning streak, but in big trouble here at Lambeau Field this evening.
Well, this is a significant play right here. I mean, you're talking about a touchdown, which would make it a 3-possession game, or settling for a field goal, which keeps it a 2-possession game.
Out of the shotgun, it's Havener for the touchdown.
All Havener does is come off like he's expecting the fade, and then Aaron Rodgers throws it to his back shoulder, and Havener reacts to it. I'll tell you, Havener, who was a practice squad player up until a couple of weeks ago, he's done a lot here in a short period of time.
Green Bay Packers coming in with a record of 4-4 and coming off a loss at Tampa Bay, leading 17-0 with 10:49 left. Just got off the phone with Mike Pereira, the director of officiating for the NFL, and he confirmed that recovery of a loose ball in the field of play is not reviewable. Only reviewable in the end zone because it involves a scoring play. So even though it looked like Felix Jones had recovered that loose ball that was initially dropped by Tony Romo, it was not a reviewable play and something that should have been told to Wade Phillips by Jeff Triplett, the referee, right away. So now here are the Dallas Cowboys with a record of 6-2, leading the NFC East. Down 17-0 with 10:44 left and only 1 timeout remaining. They've had 9 possessions, have 126 yards of offense. That's all. Romo's been sacked 5 times. Marion Barber gets up, will still lose yardage on the play. And the Dallas Cowboys have only 6 first downs this entire game, a loss of 5 by Barber on that play.
Yeah, I don't know that you can say enough of the job that Dom Capers and this defense has done for Green Bay. I mean, I mentioned it. Dallas came into this game averaging over 400 yards a game, and they've done a heck of a job short-handed. I mean, Aaron Campman is down. Brady Papinga, who would have come in and taken his spot, is down, short-handed, and have played very, very well.
Pass is complete to Witten. That's his first catch since the first ball thrown his way early in the first quarter. That's a gain of 7. Flozell Adams just limped off the field. So Corey Proctor has to come into the game. The Cowboys are left with no backup offensive lineman now, as they face 3rd down and 8. 0 for 7 on 3rd downs in this game.
And it looks like Leonard Davis made the switch then to left tackle.
Proctor in at right guard, and Romo throws. Patrick Creighton makes the catch for a Dallas 1st down up at the 41-yard line.
Quite a switch along that offensive line. You bring in Corey Proctor, you put him at right guard, you move Leonard Davis. Now Leonard Davis has moved back to right guard with Flozell back in.
Here is Austin with his first catch. And Miles Austin picks up 2. Tremont Williams made the stop. This for Dallas and for Green Bay. Their first of 3 games over 12 days. And for the Dallas Cowboys, they had to look at their upcoming schedule, thinking they were looking at maybe a 9-2 start with some off time before a date at home with the Giants. Downfield, this pass is broken up and done so by Nick Collins as he steps in front of Roy Williams. It's 3rd and 8.
And Nick Collins, he's out on Roy Williams because of the corner blitz. And it looked like if Tony Romo had been able to get the ball out a little bit further, Roy would have had a chance to make a play. But Nick Collins doing a good job of staying with it and laying out. So he even had a chance to intercept that pass.
So it's 3rd and 8. Blitz coming from the Packers. Cowboys pick it up, and Romo throws over the middle. Austin, 1st down. Miles Austin made the catch in a 15-yard completion, and now Jason Witten is on the sideline.
This has been a physical ball game for both teams. We've seen a number of guys having to go to the sidelines.
Hold up, number 7.
Back-to-back 3rd down conversions for Dallas. Cowboys had been 0 for 7 on 3rd down prior to these last 2, and here's Bennett wide open, but missed down the middle by Romo.
Here's the shot that Witten took. Looked like Al Harris got a shot on him when he came out on that route.
2nd and 10 to the 42.
Might have had just the wind knocked out of him on that hit by Al Harris, so he's back out there, and it's 2nd and 10. Missed chance there for a quick strike from Romo to Martellus Bennett down the middle. Another blitz from Green Bay. Backpedaling, the pass is incomplete for Creighton. Romo threw it as he was moving backward. It's 3rd and 10.
I tell you, for a defense that had problems coming into this game as far as getting after the quarterback and getting pressure on the passer, they've done a good job here in this game. I mean, we've seen a number of times now with Romo. Of course, now they're in passing downs, and the Packers are able to just pin their ears back and come, but they've been able to get home a number of times and force Romo to get the ball out of his hands.
5 sacks in this game for Green Bay. Getting pressure without Aaron Campman in the lineup. Out with a concussion. That's tipped and incomplete. It's 4th down. Johnny Jolly, we've said his name plenty today. Got his hands up. Got his hands on that pass. Tipped it, and it's 4th down.
Well, I think we've got to give credit to this group. Johnny Jolly, Cullen Jenkins, Ryan Pickett. You know, the whole group along that defensive front for the job that they have done, because they've dominated the line of scrimmage. Defensively overall, they've been outstanding. But to be good as a group, you've got to be good up front. And they have been.
There's Aaron Campman out with his concussion. 4th down. Romo steps up, throws, and it is caught by Creighton. What a catch. And what a throw by Romo as this drive continues.
I thought the coverage was outstanding. And for Patrick Creighton to come down with that ball, and like you said, Joe, the throw, pretty remarkable that Romo was able to fit that one in.
14-yard completion on 4th and 10. And now a challenge by Mike McCarthy. He threw the challenge flag.
Green Bay is challenging the ruling on the previous play of a completed pass.
By my count, this is the 3rd challenge by Mike McCarthy, and he was unsuccessful on the last one.
Well, Clay Matthews rolling around, and there's the throw that Tony was able to make.
But they don't have a challenge.
Well, someone needs to tell these officials, because I agree with you. I thought that he had exhausted his challenges and was shocked that he was throwing the red flag, and yet Triplett's under the hood checking it.
So it's not in this case, whether the catch was good or not, Green Bay should be out of challenges.
Maybe Triplett just wants to know whether, if he had a challenge, whether it would have been.
I mean, Triplett never went under the hood. I mean, he was standing there talking.
There will be no challenge on the play because Green Bay was out of challenges when they lost one of the challenges earlier. Ruling on the field will stand.
Good gosh.
So that's twice now that Jeff Triplett has gone under the hood when he shouldn't have. Clock winds, under 7.5 to go. 1st down, Dallas. Pass is behind Miles Austin, who makes the catch, and he is wrestled to the ground by Woodson, who's had a nice game. 5-time Pro Bowler, including last year, a gain of 4. Remember, throughout all this, the Cowboys have only 1 timeout remaining here in this second half. 2nd and 6. Romo throws for Creighton, who makes the catch and hops out of bounds. Forced out by Brad Jones, a gain of 14.
Good route on the inside there by Patrick Creighton. He comes off kind of slow, and then he breaks to the outside to create the separation. And Dom Capers defensively, they're still bringing pressure. They brought the blitz that time. Dallas anticipated it. They kept Jason Witten in. He blocked it up.
Romo has time over the middle. His receiver Creighton knocked down, and penalty flags fly. Nick Barnett.
Yeah, Nick Barnett went right through Patrick Creighton right there when the ball was in the air.
Pass interference, defense number 56. Automatic 1st down.
I mean, if you're going to interfere, interfere.
Make it a good one. Well, the one thing that Green Bay has not done, which is what they didn't want to do, they didn't want to give up the big play, so they have forced Dallas to at least burn some time off the clock.
And now with the Packers calling for flags.
Number 82 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
They get Witten.
Kind of a veteran move by Witten. You're going to see him. He jumped, and he knew he did. So rather than try to stop, he wanted to go in motion and disguise it as best he could. But it was a good job by the officials picking that up.
Look at all these penalties. These are the top 2 most penalized teams in the NFL coming in, and they have lived up to the advanced billing. 1st and goal. Romo with all day underneath, hits Creighton, and Patrick Creighton is down inside the 5. Woodson on the tackle, a gain of 8. 2nd and goal from the 4. Over 6 to play. Romo throws, end zone, incomplete for Miles Austin without Harris on.
Incomplete to Austin.
3rd and goal.
Roy Williams, when he got to the line, he didn't really know what route it was that Tony Romo was asking him to run. You see, after the play, he kind of looked at Romo with his hands out saying, I couldn't understand what you were telling me. And on the outside, Al Harris maybe got away with something.
15th play of this drive. The Cowboys have 2 third-down conversions and 1 fourth-down conversion. It's 3rd down and goal. Romo throws, and the pass broken up, but a flag is thrown as Tramon Williams was covering Roy Williams.
Pass interference, defense, number 38. Well, the foul occurred in the end zone. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1.
And on the back end of that, Romo just gets it out of his hands.
Romo throws, and the pass. Woodson picked it off. What a day for this Green Bay defense.
Tell you, Joe, that's just a great play by a great player. You know, Charles Woodson was talking about it. That's his 24th interception since he came here to Green Bay 3.5 years ago, and just an excellent play on his part. Good coverage. He's on Jason Witten, the ball a little bit behind, which allowed him then to lay out and make that play, but he has been absolutely outstanding in a Packer uniform.
Jordy Nelson. Jenkins on the stop. You're right. I mean, the stats for Charles Woodson are eye-popping since he's come to Green Bay. From 98 through 2005, and now Jenkins can't get up again. 17 interceptions in 106 games. Since he's come to Green Bay, you said it, his 24th interception in just 55 games. I mean, he has become, and there are very few difference-making cornerbacks in the NFL, but he is that as he gets his 41st in his career, and it basically seals the effort here today as Green Bay takes over up 17.
Well, here's another look at it, and the rollout with Romo, and just a heck of a play. I mean, you say, yeah, his 41st interception, but his 24th in just the short time that he's been here in Green Bay. And I know when it ended for him there in Oakland, you know, he was winding down, and you just thought, well, you know, injuries and things had occurred. You thought he was kind of done. And I mean, he is a heck of a player. He plays inside in the nickel packages. He plays outside. He's a great man cover guy. But the thing I'm most impressed about when I watch Charles Woodson is he will actively go look to get involved in the run game and tackle running backs. And you don't see a lot of that from great cover corners like he is.
Tony Romo threw his 9th career red zone interception as Ryan Grant has a 1st down for Green Bay. I started to allude to this earlier. Here's Dallas, Troy, coming into this game. They're 6-2. They lead the NFC East. They've got a 4-game winning streak. They've got 3 games over 12 days starting here today. This was a challenge they knew coming in. They have not met the challenge here at Lambeau, but they have a home game against Washington next Sunday and then a Thanksgiving Day game against Oakland. So they were thinking, well, we have a shot to be 9-2 as we look ahead with extra time off before the Giants game first weekend in December as Ryan Grant picks up 1.
You know, and I think you talk about Dallas and their schedule, and then, you know, of course, Green Bay. I mean, the schedule that they have coming up as well, hosting San Francisco here next week in Detroit. So, you know, there are no easy games in this league, as we well know. But at 4-4 and playing a good Dallas team, this was an important win to get going and get back on track with those 2 games. It's not inconceivable now to think that they'll be 7-4 when they go in, or when they host anyway, Baltimore, which will be another tough game for them then.
2nd down and 9. Rodgers throws, and the pass incomplete. The overall picture in the NFC looks a lot better at the end of the day for the Green Bay Packers as well. And you start sizing up the competition for wild card spots. As Ryan Grant carries it, penalty flag is down on the play. They, in essence, the Green Bay Packers trail.
Holding, number 63 of the offense. Half the distance to the goal, still third down.
That's the 5th offensive holding penalty called on the Packers today. But in essence, in the division, that doesn't seem realistic for Green Bay to overtake the Minnesota Vikings. They lost both games to Brett Favre and the Vikings. It's basically a 4-game lead for Minnesota within the division because of the tiebreakers. But then you look overall in the NFC. Dallas will be 6-3. Philadelphia, depending on what they do, and they're trailing at San Diego, they could be 5-4 at the end of the day. The Giants have 5 wins. Atlanta lost today. They're 5-4 as they lost to Carolina, and the Packers at the end of the day would be 5-4 and looking a lot better at the end of this Sunday.
And better because this game very easily could come down to, playoff implications on a tiebreaker if in fact Dallas were looking at having to get in as a wild card.
It's 3rd down and 17, and Ryan Grant carries over the right side, picks up 4 yards. Brooking on the stop.
They go back Brooking.
I think that top figure doesn't necessarily go into the miscue category. I think you have to credit this Green Bay defense, which had only 13 sacks all season, was taking on this big Dallas Cowboys offensive line. And they had 5 on the day, with a chance for more to come as the rest of this game will unfold with 3.5 remaining. Packers had only 3 sacks in their last 3 games total, and they have 5 to this point. Kapanos will punt it. Patrick Creighton is waiting deep. A knuckleball, and it takes a hop. Creighton with some room out in front of him, trying to make something happen. Penalty flags fly. There are 3 down on the field. This will be the 20th penalty of the day. 3:17 remaining, and we'll get the call from Jeff Triplett, who has been busy.
There are 2 fouls on the play for blocking in the back. Number 85, the return team, that penalty is declined. Illegal block in the back, number 98, return team. That penalty is accepted, 10 yards. First down.
That's another one on Curtis Johnson.
See Curtis Johnson coming in, and he's getting good at that move.
And it moves the ball back to the 37-yard line of the Cowboys. Mentioned that Dallas will be at home next Sunday to take on Washington. Green Bay will host the 49ers.
Now that Washington game just took on a little more interest next week.
Washington beat Denver today. Romo escapes and doesn't really slide. He gets pushed to the ground by Nick Collins.
First and 10 to the 49.
We welcome in a new audience, and if you haven't been paying attention to what's going on here at Lambeau Field, look at the top of your screen. 17-0. Green Bay on top. Dallas came in riding a 4-game winning streak. Green Bay needed this game, and they're going to take it as that pass is broken up in the direction of Patrick Creighton. Rodgers has had a very good game, and Charles Woodson, 2 forced fumbles and an interception. Part of a very good effort by this Green Bay defense. Barnett was coming, and that was almost picked off by Collins. Pass was behind Tashard Choice.
Well, you can tell watching this right now. I mean, with this being a 3-possession game in favor of Green Bay, the last thing that these defensive players want and the last thing that defensive coordinator Dom Capers wants is a lot of yardage that is insignificant yardage. So, yeah, they could be playing soft and giving up some passes and all that, but I know that a shutout is awfully important to them and keeping them from picking up first downs, and they continue to bring secondary blitzes and linebackers throughout the last 2 and 3 series.
Romo throws, and the pass is caught by Roy Williams for a first down. Al Harris was right there, and a 16-yard completion. Roy Williams will get on the team bus after this game, and I'm sure think more about his catch and fumble in the first half, and then a drop with his team down by 3 early in the second half on what could have been a big play from Tony Romo.
Yeah, that was a huge fumble on his part because it completely changed momentum prior to the half. Remember, Green Bay recovered that and then went down and got a field goal of their own before the end of the first half.
Romo throws, penalty flag on the play, and Romo ends up on the ground, hit as he let that pass go.
Johnny Jolly popped him pretty good. He stepped right into that one.
68 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's on Doug Free, who's taken over for the starting right tackle Mark Colombo, who was lost in this game.
Oh, yeah, those are the kind that hurt. I mean, I talk about it a lot that, you know, sometimes a hit looks like it hurts, but it really doesn't. But when you're moving like that, as Romo was, and then you've got a big guy like Jolly taking you back the other way immediately, that's pretty painful. And I was going to say it a few minutes ago that you kind of wonder just how long they keep Romo in doing this. I mean, I know they want to try to get some points, and if they're able to here, yes. But if nothing happens here, I've got to believe they're going to take him out of the game.
Packers working on their second shutout of the season. They shut out the Lions on October 18th. Over the middle, there's Witten, who hasn't been much of a factor today. It's good for 10 yards. Clay Matthews on the stop. As we approach the 2-minute warning, Cowboys are out of timeouts. Second down for Dallas. And it'll be another false start, another penalty.
False start. Number 76 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
We go back to the first half and we talk about the catch and fumble. This 41-yard completion to Roy Williams, knocked out by Woodson and recovered by Clay Matthews. It's a scoreless game at that point. Here's Witten making the catch, and he hops out of bounds short of first down yardage. So on a day where the Dallas Cowboys lost their starting right tackle Mark Colombo to broken fibula, and we talked about the consistency along that offensive line for the Dallas Cowboys and how they were one of 6 teams to start the same 5 all year here in 2009. That'll change next week in their home date against Washington. It's 3rd down and 1. Minute 58 remaining. Pass to Austin. Short of a first down. It'll be 4th down with a minute 50 and counting. Jolly on the stop. Jeremy Thompson in there as well, and it's 4th down. Romo keeps it, tries to pick it up himself. He gets bent over backward. It depends on the spot, and they're already saying first down Dallas.
Tell you what, Tony Romo has taken a lot of hits here on this last possession for a team that's trying to put some points on the board with no timeouts and very little time on the clock.
And Romo just throws it away. Marion Barber close enough. No grounding. Pressure by Clay Matthews. Go back to that 4th down carry by Tony Romo, who was bent over backward.
You get a shot on a quarterback like that. You bend him over backwards and you just try to keep him from picking up the first down, and a lot of things happen. No timeouts and really no time.
Romo steps up, hits Witten over the middle, and he's down inside the 10. You have to go back to the Quincy Carter days. The last time the Dallas Cowboys were shut out. And now they're set up at 1st and goal from the 9, trying to at least avoid that. First time in 94 games. As Romo throws, Williams takes it away for the touchdown. Roy Williams in front of Tramon Williams, got his hands in front of Tramon and made the catch. There will be no shutout, and it's 17-6 with the extra point coming.
That's a good throw by Tony Romo, and actually a good catch by Roy Williams. A ball thrown on the back shoulder up high. Roy Williams is a big receiver and a well-placed ball. Tramon Williams was in pretty good position, but because that ball was thrown behind, he was then able to make the play. And I'm surprised Dallas is here just kicking an extra point. I mean, why not go for 2 if you went to all that trouble to try to come away with a touchdown?
Small consolation for Romo. So he's congratulated after the touchdown pass. By the way, for Roy Williams, that's his first 100-yard game in his last 25 games. So he had his biggest game catch-wise last Sunday night against Philadelphia with 5. Now he has a 100-yard day, his 3rd touchdown of the season. But he did have a key drop and a fumble in this game as well. Today's game being produced by Richie Zients, directed by Rich Russo. Highlights coordinator Janice Kazaza. Studio technical supervisor is Jack Simmons. Supervisor of the remote field operations is Jerry Steinberg. Who's left? The senior producer of Fox Sports, Bill Brown. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorn and David Hill. And Joan Rivers once had a show on Fox. Anybody else? Here comes the onside kick. And it's recovered by Green Bay. That'll do it. No timeouts remaining. Nick Collins ends up with the football. And Troy, if we came on the air talking about a must-win for the Green Bay Packers, they just got it against a red-hot Dallas Cowboy team, and they outplayed them all day long.
They sure did, and Mike McCarthy and that staff are to be commended for the job that they did in preparing this team this week. I know a week ago, difficult loss to Tampa Bay, and Mike McCarthy came out after that loss and said that maybe he had overworked the team in their preparations, and I've never heard that in all the years that I played and since. But he took the bullet for the team, and whatever it was that he did this week or whatever it was he did differently, he got them ready to play and win a big game in a very important game.
And 2 very good games individually. One by Charles Woodson, one by Aaron Rodgers and Troy, for an offense that got together on Monday after that deflating loss at Tampa Bay and aired it out. Talked to Mike McCarthy, the head coach. He said we needed it. I took responsibility. Aaron Rodgers took responsibility for holding on to the ball at times too long. The offensive line not blocking well enough. Receivers not doing enough. They all let each other have it, and it seems to have paid off here today.